She's just one of 1,000 blind people we help from around the world.
They can't see, but we have all the technology to fix it.
Yep, half of all the blindness in the world is people who need a 10-minute surgery.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God. I see everybody.
Oh, I can see clear. I can jump for joy.
Yeah, they can see your face, I can see your face, I can see your face.
Now, one thing I do want to caution against this is like filming patients, because I'm not a medical doctor, but more just like from a personal standpoint, I am nearsighted. I can't see, you know, within this much in front of me. So while I'm not totally blind, I can kind of relate to it. In this case, you got people who are completely blind and have a lot of life-altering things that happen to them. Filming the camera in front of their faces after they just get kind of like a resemblance of their life back or what it used to be, I would caution against it, because it's just like you're catching people at their most vulnerable moments. The fact that he gets millions and millions of views off of his main channel, which this video is uploaded on, is just one of those things where it's just like it comes off as, you know, that white, you know, blonde girl, you know, filming the homeless on Facebook Live and all that. Like, this is another instance, like, she's breaking down in tears, like, she just got her life back, and it's just like, that's something I wouldn't really want to film, especially since his channel is fully monetized. So, like I said earlier, that's something I will be more wary against doing. So I'll go more about this later. But just in general, giving them money, like filming that on camera too, that's also another thing I would advise against, because it's just like, it seems like you're paying them off for being in the video or something. Like, they're paid actors, and obviously she's not. She's getting her surgery fixed. But it's like you're paying them when in actuality, your video might do a lot more better than what you're actually going to be paying them. If you give $10,000 to all the 1,000 people, that's $2 million. I don't think that video is going to do too well. But it's also like, that's something I really want to film on camera, because like I said, like, people are at their most emotional stage, you know?
Moment of truth.
Wow, you are pretty, ain't you?
What's it like? What do you...
Our next patient is Charlie.
You're not able to read any of this text on the TV?
No, it's an E or something, I think.
He won't know he won 10 grand until after his surgery. I can't wait to see his reaction.
Charlie.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good deed, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to bash on Mr. Beast, because he's doing actual God's work here. I'm just concerned that it's just like, it comes off as exploitative, because in my last video about family channels, which I'll shoot, definitely watch, I talked about the Beverly Halls and like how their son has a heart condition, and then basically they're posting videos about it every day. Him taking his medicine, him getting checked up in the morning, him was in the hospital, actually filming in his hospital room and all that. And it's just one of those things where it's just like, you know, it comes off as exploitative, even though you have the goodest intentions behind it, because it's just like, you have a monetized channel, you're making that content about, you know, a child, and obviously people are going to gravitate towards that. It's just one of those things where I just like don't feel comfortable with him filming them. And even if he got approval, the internet is forever, and this video already got 56 million views, and it's just one of those things where it's just like, you don't know how it could take off.
When you come out of the surgery, what's the first thing that you're excited to see?
My son, he's been my rock through all of this.
Before the operation, you mentioned the first thing you wanted to see was your son.
Seeing him, seeing his face, that's what I miss, you know.
So you're gonna make me cry.
No, you're good, man, you're good. You're really good, man.
All right.
Oh my God, man.
Sweet.
There you go.
Don't cry.
I'm happy for this guy to be able to see his son, but like I said earlier, these are one of these private moments that shouldn't be shared with millions of people on the road. This is an intimate moment. And I get he's giving people money, he's getting them like their life back, he's getting people, you know, doing God's work and all that. And like, I applaud Mr. Beast. I've said it 1,000 times. This ain't no hate video. He needs to be careful with filming and doing this, and, you know, just really being people's business, because like they said earlier, people couldn't go to work, people couldn't see their sons, people couldn't see their family members, people couldn't really enjoy life because they were blind. And it's just one of those things where it's just like, this is an emotional journey for a lot of people that shouldn't be shared with millions and millions of people in the world.
How's it going?
Okay. Yeah, I've been subscribed to you for like 11 years.
Oh,
Really? Oh my gosh.
Jeremiah has been
crazy.
blind in his right eye since he was born, and it's affected his vision his entire life.
Are you excited to be able to see how to vote?
Hopefully if the surgery goes that way,
Because Jeremiah was born with cataracts, his right eye never received light. And that means that this surgery only has a 50% chance of working.
He had poor vision from birth and almost lost his entire vision after a go-karting accident.
All I see is like blur in color. I can barely see like the shapes.
Obviously, you can't drive, right?
I want to drive. Since I can't drive, I'm just at home.
Good luck. We'll see you after the procedure.
He
mentioned multiple times he really wants to drive after this procedure fixes his eyesight. So I'll see you at the end of the video when we surprise him with a brand new Tesla.
But first,
Oh, okay, that's it's good they give him a Tesla, they give him a car, but like he don't even have his license, he just got his vision back. And even then, it takes time for you to recover from surgery. This is where it comes off as being more exploitative and being more just like doing more outrageous stuff just to get views. It's a generous offer, and I'm not saying that's his intention. At the end of the day, you know, what is his true intentions behind this? Is he just trying to cure people for blindness, or is he really like, you know, just trying to get views and stuff?
How'd it go?
Good.
Yeah? Are you excited?
Oh man.
Everything looks so more clear.
Aw.
Yeah. To make this day even more special, since you're about to graduate high school and go to college, we wanted to give you $50,000 to put towards college.
He's actually setting him up for life though, like with college, like he's getting him prepared. I respect that move from Mr. Beast though. Me just coming from college, my debt is through the roof, like, and me going back to college for more debt, yeah. I definitely applaud Mr. Beast for doing this.
It's kind of great.
Oh man.
how are you feeling? How's life been now?
It's been good, you know? I be like looking at the cars.
Take off your blindfold.
What?
This is your brand new Tesla. And if Chris wrecks it, I'll buy another one. So not only are we helping people here in America, but we're also going to other places around the world.
Because unfortunately, nearly half the population with curable blindness doesn't have access to this surgery. So I wanted to provide this to as many people as possible.
Okay, I like that. Let's go Honduras, Indonesia, Brazil, Kenya.
We want to make a $100,000 donation.
It'll bring
Okay, I
sight to
respect that.
thousands of people.
Como le digo, me siento nueva. I see everything.
Oh my God, you are so beautiful. Wow.
Thank you, Mr. Beast. Thank you.
All right, so obviously I got mixed views on this, but we're gonna go look at the website of Seed, the nonprofit that Mr. Beast partnered with this video, and just to really see about their story. It was founded by Dr. Harry Brown in 1974 to treat the overwhelming number of individuals around the world living with preventable blindness. As you can see in the video, there's not as much, you know, quality eye care around the world as there is in the US, and even in the US, a lot of people can't afford the surgery. And so he made his mission to have short-term surgical clinics for remote medically underserved populations worldwide, as well as, you know, providing, you know, affordable care for individuals in the US as well. They've been busy for the past 45 years because they restored the site to over 600,000 people. About 1.1 billion people are living with vision loss. And unfortunately, about 9% of these individuals are living with vision loss that is preventable or treatable or even both. Like Mr. B said in the video, when people go blind, it's not necessarily just like they just go blind or whatever, they get taken care of for the rest of their life. Like some people are working, you know, they go blind, they can't go provide to their family. They might have to go to a nursing home, or they might have to live with relatives because they can't support themselves. And even with kids, like they aren't able to go get an education or live the fullest lives. And so C does a lot of work. They do a lot of like direct advocacy by establishing short-term clinics to deliver eye care at no cost to individuals who are otherwise not able to access it, you know, within the US and worldwide. But the most important work I want to focus on is building sustainable systems, because as a up-and-coming public health professional, while what they're doing is treating individual people, what are they doing on a systematic level to actually, you know, not only prevent people from getting, you know, preventable blindness by building like actual systems of eye care to help people and assist people who are going through this. So some of their long-term projects is establishing support of eye care systems in the region where it's most needed, most likely globally around the world, which makes access to eye care in the long term more accessible but also is independent of C's support, so that way they're able to function on their own. The manual small incision cataract surgery removes the advanced cataracts from people's eyes and restore eyesight without actually needing expensive equipment or facilities. And by training humanitarian doctors, particularly those in high need regions and cost efficiency, sight restoring surgical techniques can increase access to eye care worldwide. They do offer a level 1 course where aspiring humanitarian ophthalmologists take a day-long course that consists of didactic lecture and a practical wet lab. The wet lab is where you can actually do experimental work as well as you're handling chemicals, procedures, technology and stuff you can't traditionally do in a dry lab, which is mainly used to perform like analysis and more evaluating something and not really actually practically, you know, doing something or testing something out. Level 2, upon successful completion of level 1 course, participants may be eligible to enroll in level 2. This is a multi-day one-on-one training using the MISC technique in an international setting. So they offer different schedules pretty much. Oh, they got one in Georgia. That's crazy. Oh, at Emory. Oh, wow. But basically in Africa, Ghana, Asia, India. I like this charity because they're not only just saying that we're going to treat people, but more about we're making system level changes, or we're like scaling it to a point where we're teaching other people to actually, you know, perform this procedure. The only question I would have with this is that, are they going to help people get the money to do this in other countries? Because yes, they might go and, you know, do it. C might go in there to have their own funding and stuff and really just like treat individuals and people with eye care. But in order to build that sustainable system, you need investment into that. Are they helping people get money like in grants, like in NGOs, funding from their governments? Because if they didn't have a sustainable system already, it's going to be hard to keep it sustainable after C comes in and help them out because of just funding. And going into the topic of this video, is Mr. Beast right in doing this? And I do have a lot of critiques about it, because while I applaud him for doing this, and he's doing like a lot of things that I wish a lot of these politicians would do. And the one thing I really do like what Mr. Beast is doing, like he's redefining what a YouTuber is. Like people get this whole misconception that we're just like goofballs, we're just pranking people, we're just being idiots online. He's actually redefining like, hey, YouTubers can be this, YouTubers can be that, YouTubers can be, you know, funny, goofy, oddballs, but also they can be philanthropists. One of the places where I would draw the line is I feel like he shouldn't have filmed them as much as he did. And I get he probably got consent, I get that, you know, he got approval, I get he probably didn't break any HIPAA laws and all that. But at the end of the day, you're filming people at their most vulnerable moments. It's just people are crying, people are ecstatic, they're able to see their loved ones, they're able to see just like the palm of their hands. I feel like you're in a way exploring people's most vulnerable moments. And at the end of the day, you do have a monetized YouTube channel that you are getting money from, you're getting ad revenue from. And I get you using your money, redistributing the wealth and putting it back in different streams and investing in actual people for what they need. I just feel like he might need to lay back on the filming of it, because I feel like it does come off as exploitative, as many people have called him out for that. Another thing I also want to talk about is like he's giving people money, he's giving people $10,000, he got the kid Tesla and all that. And I feel like a lot of that money could have went back to the charity for them to expand that work into other people, because I feel like with the kid that, you know, just was able to see about, you know, 3 weeks later getting a car, I just don't feel like that's necessarily the best use of money, because at the end of the day, does he have his license though? Like, I just feel like a lot of that money is being wasted on that when it could go back into the charity, to the point where it's just like they can help more people that need to get that eyesight, in my personal opinion. But the last thing I want to say, as well as I think this is a call to action I want to have towards Mr. Beast, is that can he use this, you know, power, his money, his influence and all that to actually make policy change within the US for like better healthcare, or like, you know, more accessible and equitable healthcare? What he just did, he cured blindness into about 1,000 people. And I'm not trying to act like that annoying liberal or social justice warrior that's be like, oh, what about this person? This person, you're not helping this person out. But I and a lot of public health professionals think that, you know, solving individual cases is not going to lead to greater societal changes. Yes, you're able to cure 1,000 people with blindness, and is not an easy feat on its own. And like, I applaud him for doing that. But at the end of the day, it's just a lot of people aren't able to get healthcare because they don't have insurance. Even when you have insurance, it's still expensive as heck in most places. And, you know, because insurance is often upcharged to the point where it's just like, what's the point of even having insurance? During the pandemic, people just got laid off from work and basically lost their insurance. And, you know, with the public health emergency set to expire in the next few months, it's one of those things where a lot of this emergency Medicaid aid, you know, all this funding is about to run out, and people are going to go back to not having insurance, and that's going to affect the millions and millions of Americans. In order for us to get a, you know, healthier society and a society that is functioning, because it's going off the hinges right now, I feel like we need to rethink how we do healthcare and stop going through this like business model of like, you know, cost per head, you know, but more of just the reason I want to call Mr. Beast to this, because he has a lot of influence, you know, a lot of subscribers, a lot of money, and a lot of power in this, where it's just like you can actually affect a lot of good changes if you use it in a specific way. And he needs to start going lobbying, you know, to his congressman, his Congress, you know, woman, lobby into a more, you know, equitable healthcare system and closer to a national healthcare system, which in the long run is going to do goods, because yes, maybe your taxes will get higher, but God forbid you get injured, you get sick, or have to go to the hospital, and you're not having to pay outrageous amount of money for, you know, a 1-day stay in the ER or a 1 month stay in the ICU or something, and you're able to, you know, not go into medical debt. And if I feel like that anyone can do this thing, I feel like it will be Mr. Beast. He has more of the power and he has more of the opportunity to do good, and I feel like he should move towards policy spirit and start influencing that to get to where we need to be as a society. But with that being said, that's my video on Mr. Beast. Like I said, no hate, no shade towards him. I think he's doing God's work, and although I have a few critiques about, you know, this video, I do think he did, you know, a lot of good. If you like this video, then go see my video about family channels right here. Stay warm, stay frosty, depending on what part of the country you're in, and peace out.